So yeah, today's gonna be awesome. We're gonna have a good time talking about memberships, right? You see me on YouTube maybe we're spinning ads on you. You see me popping up all over the place talking about memberships. It's because I'm so damn passionate about memberships, right? I know what memberships could do to your business, and Chris already started talking about that earlier, which is never starting at zero again. Folks, the worst thing is when you have an incredible December and then you gotta do it all over again in January, right? And each month there on after. And so with memberships, we have the opportunity to exponentialize your business. We've been throwing that word around a lot today. Well, that's what the Sell More Summit's about, right? When we created the Sell More Summit, we wanted to give you all the practical tools and the strategies to take your business to the next level, whether the economy, what Adam was talking about, is good or bad, and we'll touch on that, okay? Memberships is the way to do it. And we'll go through those pieces and how to have an effective membership and give you some tools and strategies because we have over 2,000 practices. So chances are, when you have 2,000 practices with the majority of them selling memberships, I could be a total idiot and still find the tools and the strategies and the secrets and the little pieces that they do that really works effectively to, most importantly, sell them to your patient. Because you could have the best membership in the world, but if nobody's buying them, then who cares? And so we're gonna crack that code today. So as Chris said, I'm the founder and CEO of RepeatMD. So it's a pleasure to be here with you to share those. First and foremost, this is what we do. Okay, we generate millions of cash-based revenue for practices. So up to March 2023, we generated almost 300 million for our practices. So talk about sell more, right? The Sell More Summit, RepeatMD does absolutely sell more. Now with the almost 300 million number, about 40% of that revenue is actually membership revenue. So here's what we're gonna cover today. Why memberships are more important now than ever. I'm really looking forward to talking about that piece, right? It's because I realized from being a business owner, and I had multiple small businesses, 1,200 employees, sometimes I needed that little reminder of why I was actually after this, right? Why now, right? Because there's so many things that I put off, right? One of the things that my wife always talks to me about, and I have a 4-year-old daughter, and they're always making fun of me, is I'm buying books all the time, right, on Amazon. I got a new book coming in every 2 days, right? And I don't necessarily have the emotional why behind why I should read all these books. And so there's a lesson there, right? It's like we know that memberships are important. My goal today is to make sure that drives enough action for you to actually do it, okay? Membership stats and data, definitions that you need to know. If you're gonna get in the membership business, there's gonna be certain things that you need to know about this business because it is totally different than one-time sales businesses, okay? The financial impact of memberships, the types of memberships, that one we'll make sure to really dive in on. And folks, everything I'm gonna share with you today, we're gonna have the slides so you can send over and you can read, because I know we've had a little bit of quality issues as far as the blurriness goes, but you'll be able to get all these because I'm gonna actually share real membership successes with you today. I'm gonna share the exact memberships that 2 of our clients have shared with us that have just made a profound impact on their business, and they've been very gracious to be willing to share their secrets with you. And then I'm gonna decode how can we get you to sell $75,000 a month in membership. And I'll show you why that $75,000 number is a magic number to hit. And then finally, if we have time, and my team, you better go out there and tell me if I run over, because I want to add some tremendous value here today. The memberships, why memberships fail. A bonus, okay? The 5 ways memberships fail and how you can avoid them. All right, so why now? JP Morgan's Jamie Dimon, okay? JP Morgan, very, very big bank, okay, warns us that likely to tip into a recession 6 to 9 months ago. Look at the date if you can see it. That was in October. Okay, what has happened from October to now? Well, banks are collapsing now, folks, right? A little scary, a little 2008 reminiscence, right? It's like we're like, whoa, what's actually happening here? People are doing bank runs, right? It's no longer just crypto that's crashing. Your local bank could crash. That's scary. Okay, and that was 6 to 9 months ago. That was in October, so we're coming on 6 months now. So Jamie Dimon, I would say if he predicts, there's a chance that it could happen. And so if we get into a recession, how is your business gonna survive, right? Are you gonna race all the way down to the bottom and give out Botox for free to everyone? I don't think so. What you're gonna start looking at in advance is how do I utilize memberships to add value to my patients without having to discount? There's something really important in that, okay? So let's talk about the impact. Tech stocks, right? We're down 50%. Okay? Consumer fear index, it's the highest it's been since 1954. Mass layoffs happening all over the country, and not just layoffs of blue-collar jobs, but white-collar jobs, your customers. And this is really crazy, folks. Look at this. If you can see it, if not, I'm going to read it out to you. $2,500 a month home mortgage payment. In 2020, you could buy a $750,000 house. In the chat, does anyone know what a $2,500 a month monthly payment gets you today? How much? What size of house? How big of a house? Take a look at this, folks. This is crazy. A $400,000 home. That's a difference. That's a lot different. Different bedroom, probably no pool anymore. You know, if you're like in Houston or in Austin or any of the large cities, you get yourself a nice little shack for $400,000, right? So the game has changed. And so again, why are we talking about that? Because I want to drive enough emotional capacity with you today to say, hey, it's time to actually take membership seriously, and it's not time to just put them to the side or have a flyer of them and hope people buy. Because I'll tell you, as I tell our clients, hopium is not going to get you anywhere, okay? So what are the most profitable brands in the world doing? The Birchbox, Amazon, Netflix, Spotify, Dollar Shave Club, JustFab, Freshly, BarkBox. What are they all doing, right? They know your consumer, right? They're driving consumer behavior. They have billions of dollars in marketing, and they are driving the consumer to purchase memberships. And when your consumer starts just becoming a membership, right, where I feel like I am a membership, everything that I buy is in a membership form, we want to tap into the way your patient is buying, okay? So, anyone out there know, right here, look at this, what percentage of brands will sell memberships or subscriptions by next year? Okay? By next year, folks. Let's put that in the chat if you have any guesses of what percentage of businesses are starting to sell memberships or subscriptions. Okay? 75%. 75% of businesses are getting into memberships. And my question to you is, where are you on that? When I do this with a live audience and I'm having conversations with them, it's typically in the aesthetic world, in the medical world, aesthetics and wellness, it's about 3 or 4 out of 10. If you're 3 or 4 out of 10, okay, you might be right there in the race. Let's turn those memberships higher because most people are selling less than $5,000 a month in memberships. If you're not selling memberships, you're way behind, and I want to catch you up today. Okay, so we'll put there in the chat, but we're going to skip right over the, oh, we got a poll. My God. All right, click yes, no, are you selling memberships? Take 2 seconds. All right. Can we get the poll results? All right. What's that say, folks?
73% yes.
Awesome. Well, things are moving in the right direction here. 7 out of 10. That's fantastic, folks. And I'm sure, given the fact that we have over 1,000 practices on the call today or on the Zoom today, I bet a lot of those are our clients. Fantastic. So let's talk about why memberships matter. And we'll go over real quickly. 7 out of 10 patients want them. So if you're one of those folks that don't have them, you're already losing, okay? 76% of patients consider themselves a lifetime patient after their 3rd visit. You spend all this money on marketing acquisition, Google ads, Facebook ads, TikTok videos. You do all these things. Why? Why, folks? Why are you doing all the marketing? It's to get patients in the front door. Wouldn't it be nice that if your patient comes in the front door, you never have to worry about losing them again? Well, that's what that 3rd visit is. That 3rd visit gives you the ability to consider that a lifetime patient. Your risk is 1 through 3. So what are you doing systematically, automatically to keep people going? Something to consider. 78% of millennials prefer membership pricing models. Okay, I'm a millennial. Believe it or not, Chris, our host, is a millennial. So that means 8 out of 10. Okay, 8 out of 10 of the millennials, they want to actually purchase through memberships. This is what we're going to dive in on because we're at the Sell More Summit. So, you know, maybe down the road you want to sell your business, but 2 to 3 times greater valuations for those who actually have a meaningful membership program. Okay? Profitable goal for memberships is to actually cover your overhead expenses in 6 months, and members spend 44% more on average annually. Think about that. Think about if you didn't have to get a new patient at all this year, you're gonna grow because your members are gonna spend more. That's critical, okay? So let's talk about memberships definitions. If you're getting in the membership business, you're definitely gonna wanna know the definitions of the business, what I call the rules of the game, okay? MRR, monthly recurring revenue. How much a month are you selling in memberships? Your monthly recurring revenue. ARR, it's that monthly number times 12. That's your annual recurring revenue. Your churn rate, okay? Your churn rate, the percentage of members that cancel in a given month. Here's why I want to talk about churn rate, folks, because you might have 100 members and 10 cancel in a month. You're saying, no problem. I got 90 members. I'm doing great. Not so fast. 10 times 12 is 120. That means to you, you have a 120% churn rate. That means if that all the way goes through for the year, you're gonna have to resell your entire membership base. You're losing members way too fast. If you wanna know the rate, it's no more than 3%. Top class, 1%, 3%, we're in trouble. 5% or more, you know, like the sirens are going off. You might not have a membership that's meaningful enough, and you got to really rethink how you do memberships in that case. Okay? And then enterprise value. Enterprise value is what is the valuation of your business? I talk to business owners in this space all the time. You have absolutely no idea how to value your practice. That's something I want to share with you today. You can write the formula down. We'll send you those slides and at least understand and know what your business is worth. And I'm super excited about the private equity folks coming on because they'll really dive into that. Okay, let's talk about the impact of memberships. You've got practice A versus practice B. Okay, same practices, right? Selling the same revenue, but there's going to be a slight difference, which is the membership sales. Let's take a look. Okay, practice A, they've got $3 million of revenue. Those are one-time sales. They've got a 20% net margin, a nice healthy margin for a small business. They get 4 times earnings, so four times a multiple of 4 times off their net. That's a $2.4 million business, right? So what is your business worth? It's worth about $2.4 million. And that is if you don't have a lease, right? So you could have a lease, but the way an investor looks at your business is like, is it an actual sellable or buyable business? Or in 3 years, the lease renews and it's not worth that much, okay? So we can talk another time about how to really build a business that's sellable. And the PE roundtable will do that. But let's talk about practice B. Same top line revenue. Okay, same net margin, but notice their one-time sales are a lot smaller, right? So if you can't read the screen, it's $3 million for practice A, $2.4 million for practice B. The difference for practice B to hit that $3 million is actually the recurring revenue that they have. So they have $540,000 of recurring revenue, okay? And then the valuation of their business on the membership side is completely different than the valuation on their one-time sales. Here's what you need to know. Here's the inspiration that you need to sell memberships, okay? 6 times annual recurring revenue, the top line sales, not the bottom line, okay? 6 times annual recurring revenue. Look at the difference of valuation of the business. The same business, okay, on the same street with the same treatments. The only difference is the memberships. And that's like double the size of your business overnight, okay? And it also makes your business more viable. It makes it more sellable. Okay, so speaking of sellable, I know as a business owner, you know, sometimes you feel as though, oh, if I wanted to sell, somebody would buy. I have a business, I've built a brand, I've been in business for 30 years, 20 years, 5 years, I've got the best patients. Do you know what percentage of businesses actually get sold? What percentages of business never get sold? It's the better question, okay? Here's the percentages of businesses that never get sold that actually want to sell. 87%. 87%. You have this massive boomer generation that's all getting out of the business world right now, and they cannot sell their business, their life's work that they're just shutting down because there's no one out there to buy them. Because folks, I'm telling you right now, if you build your business off of you, as like the celebrity of your business, you can no longer sell your business because the question is, Dr. So-and-so, when somebody wants to buy, are you gonna come with the business? If the answer is no, you don't have a sellable business. Memberships will help you break through, okay? So let's talk about types of memberships, right? Just like these pups right here, they're all great, right? They're all amazing. Let's go right into what types of memberships, okay? Number one, Toxin membership, offering discounted per unit. Okay, you see Toxin memberships to drive revenue. I'm not a fan of $97 discount Botox get 10 units. I am a fan of retaining your patient by selling a Toxin membership, and that will keep them coming to you forever so they don't see all this BS when it comes to discounting your Toxin. Because what you're doing is you're adding value, getting people to come in more often, and now we can upsell them, okay? Number two, a beauty bank. A beauty bank is a savings account for your practice. This is wildly popular. When I first got into the business, some years ago now, I didn't think beauty banks were a real thing, but they are a real thing, and boy, oh boy, do they sell. A beauty bank is incredible because your patient has its own sort of savings account where they're paying you recurring to go blast off into a larger treatment. It's pretty amazing. Okay, tier-based treatments. I think this is the best sort of membership for value for your patients because I don't necessarily believe in this facial membership, because what happens if I don't want a facial anymore? I churn, I cancel. So tier-based memberships, I'll show you, has a variety of treatments to choose from per month, okay? Treatment specific, these are good maintenance ones. We have a partner, BTL, love the Emsculpt Neo and all their products. And so the treatment specific one is really good for the maintenance programs afterwards. So you might buy a series of Emsculpt Neo, but then I'm gonna sell you a membership to get those recurring results, right? Make sure those results get enhanced, and you just pay once a month or once every 3 months and you can come in and get a treatment, okay? And then annual or monthly pricing. This is kind of like a club, right? You might sell it $500, $250 one-time price, and now you get access to just better overall membership pricing, okay? Sonia, one of the largest med spas in the world, right? They do an annual pricing. Okay, real membership success. Very quickly, I'm gonna send you these sort of slides so you're gonna be able to have this. But right here, Teresa Camden, client of ours, she started with memberships, okay? And in 5 months, she generated $43,000 of monthly recurring revenue. $500,000 a year. She grew the enterprise value of her business to $4 million. We actually saw Dr. Camden and her husband, Chris. They run the practice together at AM Spa. So I'm sure you're out there, Dr. Camden. And they were already having conversations with private equity to be able to sell their practice, right? And before that, they just had one-time sales, right? So this is the difference between actually having the life of your dreams post your business versus, right, just closing down and saying, I guess no one's gonna buy us, right? Styles of memberships, and here are price points. Let's see exactly what you sold. Toxin Club at $20 a month. She's got her lipo gone, and then she's got a Forever Sculpt. Just take a look at this. I'm not gonna really dive into all the details of this, but she has a Toxin, she's got a lipo, and then Forever Sculpt, which are treatment specific, okay? Her key takeaway, how did she get this amount of success, right, this quickly? Well, with using RepeatMD, which is an incredible tool we'll talk about on the membership side, but it doesn't mean anything unless you have a coordinated sales process. So Dr. Camden, when you walk into the practice, there's no patient that's being left out, right? So every patient she's talking to about her membership, and she has an incredible coordinated sales process, and she incentivizes her staff, okay? Absolutely critical to incentivize your staff. Okay, Dr. Holcomb, Pure Dermatology in Metairie, Louisiana. She launched, and in 4 months, she generated $38,000 a month in monthly recurring revenue. And she never had memberships before. She tried to consider memberships, but she never really launched them. And now she said, you know what? Post RepeatMD, we're gonna do this whole thing. We're gonna launch our memberships. Our business is gonna break through. And she generated $3.6 million in enterprise value. Okay, this next slide is gonna be a lot. So just bear with me here. Boom. This is value to your patient, folks. This is, and we'll send you this again. I keep telling you we'll send you because I see the chat going off. I need the slides. We'll get you the slides. Don't you worry. Look at the memberships here. And what's interesting is she started using all of her cash-based treatments as a way to demo some of them or get some of them. And we'll send you exactly what she did. But her most important takeaway is branding is everything. And I love this, create member exclusive events. If you have memberships today and you're not making it an exclusive club to be a part of, like exclusive events, right? Red carpet, champagne, hors d'oeuvres, Christmas party, then you're leaving out a huge part of what it means to be a member. Think about your local country club, folks. They charge $50,000 for what? Exclusivity. Use memberships for exclusive pricing. Use membership for exclusive events. Leverage memberships. Make it something to be a member. It doesn't have to be some bullshit discount club. What it can be is something that your patients are demanding to be a part of, okay? And that's exactly what she did. So, the magic number, $75,000 a month in memberships. Why do we choose this number? I'll show you why. It's $900,000 in annual recurring revenue. If you get the $75,000, you basically have $1 million locked in for the year. Starting at $1 million, that's incredible, okay? And it can create an additional $5.4 million in enterprise value if you think of it as a 6 times multiple, okay, folks? That's a $5 million business, and we haven't even touched the one-time sales. And most importantly, regardless of the multiple, it's a business that anybody would buy. It's a business that anybody would franchise, okay? So what happens? Let's take a little journey. What if you sell $25 of memberships a month at $199? 25 memberships a month. Could you do that? Could you sell 25 memberships a month at $199? I feel as though that sometimes when people launch memberships, they don't give them time to really build the value. They give up too easily, right? It's like going to the gym. If I go to the gym for the first 60 days, I don't see a result, I don't just quit, right? If I do, I don't get any results. I got to keep going and keep going and keep going, and then you'll have a breakthrough. I would think that anything in your life, if you realize the consistency, right, you've seen amazing results. Memberships are the same. Whether you sell 25 or 10 or 12, the recurring nature of memberships builds a big business. But let's look at 25. Here's month 1. Here's month 5. Here's month 10. Here's month 15. Here's month 24. That's the power of memberships. Now, this is a simplified model that doesn't include churn, but you can add your churn rate. But this shows you the ability to stay consistent and keep selling. You don't need to go sell 100 memberships next month. Start with 5, then get to 10, then get to 20. But do not give up on them and keep trying all the time and work with your patients to buy them and your employees to sell them. And if you're not doing trainings around this and scripting and doing role playing, then I don't know if you're really taking it seriously, okay? So, my last slide, why do memberships fail? I promised you, these are the 5 things that you're gonna wanna completely stay away from, okay? First, you gotta incentivize your staff, okay? If you don't incentivize your staff, I promise you, you're not gonna get membership success the way that you think, okay? This is gonna be a big value for your business. You need to incentivize your staff. Whatever that means to you. It can be gift cards, it can be percentages, it can be a quota. If we hit this, we're gonna do this. All sorts of ways to incentivize, okay? You're not gonna actually be successful if you don't have a coordinated sales process. You gotta, each step of the way, right? Right when they walk in the treatment room, as they leave, okay? Use memberships to upsell. When you don't use memberships to upsell, you're giving free things away and becoming a discount club. The only way a person should ever get a discount on any of your treatments is if they become a member. If they become a member, guess what? They unlock exclusive pricing. Credit card dunning. This one is really scary, so hear me out on this. If you don't have a process to understand when credit cards decline and you're calling these people to add their new credit card, okay, which is called credit card dunning, then you could be giving away hundreds of free treatments a month. Because at any given month, 10 to 20% of those credit cards are going to decline for various reasons. You need to have a system in place that recognizes, calls, texts, emails, and gets that card back on file. Because you don't want to give away free treatments, and you don't want the other side, which is like people are just canceling, and it's not because they don't want to. They think they're still a member, but they didn't recognize their credit card got canceled. Okay? And then finally, you're missing an all-in-one system. A system that not only sells memberships for you, but a system that manages them for you, markets them for you, shows membership exclusive pricing so people know and they get incentivized to buy. Okay? Later today, we'll show you how RepeatMD does that if you're not a client. If you are a client, we're going to show you how we took this to the next level with RepeatMD V2.